Morning.
All right. So good morning, everyone, and welcome back. let me just go to enable waiting room and allow Hajira in. There we go. So what I've done is I've put together some really cool websites, but you might notice my background is a little different today. It says there, the Humans to Mars Summit. And for those of you that are interested in space and Mars, we have the Humans to Mars Summit. I'm part of the outreach committee. And this is an event that normally takes place in the US every year. And any organization that is looking at getting people to go to Mars, they are going to be meeting at this particular conference. It's normally in person, but this year it's online and it's free to attend. So you can hear the head of NASA, the head of the European Space Agency, ESA, you can hear the head of JAXA, you can hear various astronauts talking about their experiences. It really is a fascinating conference. And if that's something that interests you, you can just do a Google search for Humans to Mars Summit, and you are welcome to sign up and join in. It is free of charge to join. I'm actually speaking on one of the panels on Wednesday, but you know, the build up towards it, I often get a chance to interview some of the guest speakers. And last week, I had the privilege of interviewing 4 speakers. And then, of course, on Tuesday morning at 9:30, if you are interested, you can go to livingmaths.com and you can sign up. I'll be interviewing a guy by the name of Sanjay, who is from the European Space Agency. And what is interesting is that they are putting forward a project that is, when I say insane, but so exciting. Right now, Perseverance, the rover on Mars, is collecting soil samples and it's dropping little canisters on Mars. The European Space Agency and NASA are working together to send a rocket to space. It's going to land on Mars. It's going to somehow collect all the samples, put them back onto this rocket, and then the rocket is going to launch off Mars and fly back to Earth, which I think is an incredibly massive task to pull off. There are so many complicated variables in it, but if you want to know how they plan to do it, then all you got to do is just join us on Tuesday morning. And if you'd like to sign up, you just have to go to livingmaths.com and you can sign up for it. There's a little Google form there, and I'll send you the links and you are welcome to join. And of course, ask questions. I think I will also be launching my interview series again. These interviews that I did kickstarted it, where I get to interview some fascinating people and you get to join in live as well, and obviously ask questions and connect with the people. So sometimes they're astronauts, sometimes it could be a blind skateboarder. We've had a guy that, you know, when I see a viral video of, let's say, a guy and his cat surfing on the beach, I want to know how he does it. So I'll get to interview him and you get to find out how he trains a stray cat to go on skateboards and go surfing at the beach, which is absolutely phenomenal. We have interviewed some fascinating people, from a winner of Holland's Got Talent when she was 8 to a blind astrophysicist who studies the stars with her ears and not her eyes. So if those sorts of things interest you, I will always have the information up on livingmaths.com. But if you want to, you can join our mailing list and you can find out a little bit more about it via our website. In saying that, let's get kickstarted with our first website that I thought you'd find interesting. And this is quite a cool one, actually. We've done something similar-ish. I'll post the link in the chat. Let's go like this. cleanpng.com. What is cleanpng.com? Well, let me share my screen with you and I can tell you what cleanpng.com is. So normally you get different file formats, as we spoke about last time. And one of them is a JPEG, JPG. And these are often used for inserting a picture onto a card or into a PowerPoint or into an email. But then sometimes you want to insert a picture, but you don't want the background of the picture. So let's say, for example, you just want to insert this little picture here of the coronavirus, but you don't want a white block behind it. So often people will take a picture and remove the background, and then it saves those pictures as a PNG, as you can see, a portable something graphic. So what I like is that this particular website, I can search for PNGs. Well, they very kindly put a whole bunch of themes here. Let's look for Jewish theme ones. We've got a couple over here. So let's pretend I like this one. It's not going to download this stuff. It's only going to download this. And I'll show you where this is useful. Free download. It's just downloading it on my PC quickly. Here we go. Let's call it. Okay. That's what it's called. And now what do? I'm going to go into PowerPoint. Let's open up PowerPoint over here. And I've just added this beautiful shofar. And I thought, no, you know what I need? I need a Magen David. I'm going to quickly insert a picture. Let's go to, from this device, it was M Magen David, if I remember correctly. Let's see. Well, I'm going to have to look for it quickly. Hopefully my eyes are working and I can spot it. Must be here somewhere. And these are all royalty free. Ah, there it is. Insert. Now you'll notice it inserts it on the page, but what you will see is that I can see stuff through it. And that's the point. I want it to be with a transparent background so that I can move it anywhere I like on the screen. And I think that that is a really, really cool thing, because sometimes you want to have this overlapping. I don't know, maybe you want to have a heading like Jewish, make it very big, and then use the Star of David and pop it over there. There we go. So we're using our creativity and we are able to move these things around. And of course, PowerPoint, the newer versions, give you design ideas. So you can have a look on the right-hand side and go, oh, I like this one. I'm going to change it to that. No. Let's go to this one. That's quite a nice one. Maybe we could choose this one. So it suggests different designs for you if you like it. And you can obviously play around with those designs without having to do any thinking. Or of course, you can cancel it and just save it like that. So there are lots of things you can do with it, but I like the fact that you can get royalty-free PNGs. And I think that is the most amazing thing. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Let's go to share screen. Let's go back to the clean PNG. And I'm going to try something like this. Holding hands. And if we wait a couple of seconds, hopefully it will load up. And it'll also tell you the size of the files at the bottom, which is quite useful. So you know if these are high res or not. And here we go. The holding hands are now starting to load. I actually like this one. You've got people holding hands. And remember that this kind over here is actually very nice. Ooh. You see, because of this lesson, I'm starting to discover things that I like. So that would be such a cool thing to have It's called Kiss PNG holding hands. Okay, let's use that one. So I've saved it. I'm going to go back into my PowerPoint over here, and I want to now insert another picture. And it was K. It was holding hands. I really like this one. And I'm going, you see how we can maneuver this one a little bit? Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put the shofar in front of it, because the shofar, can I do it? Bring to the front. There we go. Look at that. So I can now, I think that looks quite nice. So you can move these things backwards and forwards in front of each other. And of course, I think that that looks stunning. So you can really be creative when you are using a PNG that has got a transparent background. And of course, the website, as I said, is free of charge. And it's for those of you that are creatives. If you're making a nice card for someone, a birthday card or something, and you want to play around with images that you can just add onto your little, remember, you can use PowerPoint. PowerPoint, you can take a blank slide, you can add writing, you can insert pictures, you can move them around, and then you can save that slide, just the one slide, as a picture, and then print it. And that's a great way to make a birthday card or a rush. Let's make one. You see, this is what happens. We get inspired. So let's go to share my screen, then I don't have to keep changing over all the time.
Steve, where do you save it to?
I'll show you. So let's pretend, let's go like this. I'm going to do this. I want to put some words in. So I'm going to just put here, Shana Tova from the Shermans. Maybe I want to change the font a little bit. I want to change the color to black. I want to change the font style. Oh, that's a nice one. Where was that one? There we go. Let's make it a bit bigger. I want to kind of twist it a little bit. Let's put it over. Let's move this thing over here. There we go. And I don't know, let's pretend that was what my card should look like. I go to File, Save As. And where do I want to save it? I'll save it under my personal documents. Let's go here. But now I get to save it as. What do I want to save it as? Do I want it as a PowerPoint? Do I want it as a JPEG? So if I save it as a JPEG and I click on, we have to call it Rosh Hashanah greeting. And if I go along to save, it's going to ask me, do you want to do all the slides or just this one? I want just this one. And now what it's done is it saved this picture as a JPEG. And of course, the JPEG you can print out, you can email to someone for Rosh Hashanah, then you don't have to do anything. So I can go along. Let's actually go and view it. Where did I save it? I think it's under my documents. If I can find my documents, I might have saved it on my OneDrive documents. Oh boy, do I even have it here? Let's have a look. Documents. No, I might be saved. I might be on a different drive at the moment. But you can imagine that if you save this, in fact, let's just do it quickly again. Save as, let me put it on my PC. I'm going to save it on my PC under pictures. Let's just call it New Year. And I don't want it as a PowerPoint. I want it as a JPEG. And when I click save, it's going to ask me, do you want all the slides or just this one? And I want just that one. And now I can go and find that under my pictures over here. Let's see if we can see it quickly, because we were able to. I think it said New Year. So where's the letter N for New Year? Here we go. There's my New Year card. So if I double click on it, there's my New Year card, Shana Tova from the Shermans. And you can see it looks quite pretty. And that is something that I made in a couple of seconds. So literally, when it comes to New Year, you don't have to go onto those websites where you download a pre-designed card. You can make one on PowerPoint in a couple of seconds. Just add a few PNGs, add your text, maybe put some flowers in or whatever it is, and then you save it as a JPEG. Boom. You can start emailing it to all your friends. It could be birthday cards, it could be Christmas cards, it could be any cards, and it only takes you a couple of seconds to do.
So Steve, when you email it, would it be as an attachment, or can you?
As an attachment,
Okay, so it wouldn't go into the body of the email.
It depends. Sometimes when you insert a picture like that into well, let's have a look. I'm going to go find that file. I see it over here. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to send to mail recipient. I'm going to put it as a large file, attach it, and I'm going to send it to myself. Let's see what happens. Send.
Can you screen
Yeah,
share?
I'm going to do that now. So what I did was I went to find that file, and I went like this. I went find the file. There it is. I right click. I go send to, and then I go mail recipient. And when you click mail recipient, it says what size do you want it to be. So I say large, and I click attach, and it opens an email and attaches it straight away. And then I can just type in who I want to send it to. So I can go live map, there we go. And Shana Tova, and send it. So now if I go along to my email program, hopefully if all goes well, there's an email from me. Here it is, there's the attachment, and I can have a look at the attachment. Oh, look at that. What a lovely card from the Shermans. So it really is quite simple to do. Some people, when they send an attachment, it automatically embeds it into an email. So I'm going to attempt to do that. I'm going to go, let's try that. Let's see if I can just insert it into an email as opposed to attach it. So if I go along to a new email and I go insert picture, where's picture? Pictures from this device. And I'm going to go New Year. That's the one. I can insert it into the email. So then when the person receives it, they don't receive it as an attachment. They receive it as part of the email. Is that what you were talking about, Diane?
Yes, that's what I prefer to do, if you could do that.
Yeah. So whenever you go into your Outlook or whatever email program you're going, you go to insert and you choose picture and you insert the actual picture. And then you've got it.
Yeah. It's great.
Easy peasy. And like most things, these things do take a little bit of practice, but once you start finding that it works for you, just think of all the creative things you can do. I mean, we just went to one website and we found that you could find all these PNGs, and then you thought, well, what can I do with all these PNGs? And there we go. We just found a couple of very practical uses. If you're designing a poster and you are using Canva, and you can upload those PNGs and add them to your Canva poster or your Canva cards. So there's just so many wonderful applications for using that particular website. Let's have a look at our next website. This is an interesting one. Not everyone needs it, but some people get a bit frustrated. They go onto a website and it's not loading. And the big question is it down or is it just me? So this website will answer your question. Let's go on to, is it down or is it just me? Let's open it up. And let's share the screen. Where is my share screen? Right. So the question is mweb.co.za down today? Is mweb.co.za down? Because I'm not getting any of my emails. There's something going wrong. So let's just find out. Is it down or just me? I click on just me. It's just you. mweb.co.za is up and running. So then there's clearly a problem on my side, not their side. Let's check another site. Let's try Facebook. Is facebook.com down? Is it just me? It's just you. Facebook.com is still up. So this will answer that immediate question. Is your site up and running, or is it just the person, one person who can't access it? Maybe they've got problems on their side. And that is one way of troubleshooting, whether the problem is with you or with the problem is with the computer. And we all think that it would be really, really nice if we had a site called, is it just me or is it you? And if you've got a ferribble with someone, you could type in their name and it'll tell you if you are in the wrong or if they are in the wrong. That would be a very, very helpful website because it would save a lot of heartache and family fights. It really would be quite useful. So if anyone is prepared to write the app, I think you'd make a lot of money. Right, let's have a look at the next one. This is an interesting one, controversial. And I'll tell you why I say controversial, because some people might say, ooh, no, we don't want to encourage people monitoring their food and things. But as you all know, we are all adults and we get to pick and choose what we want to do. So let me open it up and let's see what happens. I'll post the link in the chat as well. It's called eatthismuch.com. And let's have a look what Eat This Much does. You go along, you choose what kind of diet you are on. A ketogenic, vegan, vegetarian, paleo, or anything. I'm on a seafood diet because I eat all the food that I see, but apparently that's not considered an actual diet. So technically do not follow that at all. But let's pretend you are on the paleo diet. You tell them how many calories you want to eat per day. I want to eat 1,500 calories per day. I don't even know if that's a lot or a little. And how many meals do you want to have per day? 6 meals a day, because you see, if I do it that way, I can break it up into smaller chunks. And then I go generate. And what it does for me is it creates a meal plan for today. Have a veggie omelet, have almonds for dinner, have peppered steaks, roasted asparagus, have a snack, spinach salad. These are your snacks for during the day. And what is interesting is if I click on it, it gives me all the things, what it would cost you to actually make, and it tells you the ingredients for that particular salad. If I was going to make a peppered steak, it says beef tenderloin, pepper, olive oil, beef broth, whole mushrooms, 1/16 of a cup of spinach. In other words, a leaf. You're allowed 1 leaf. That's not a diet, that's a prison sentence. But anyway, the point is that you can manage your food. As far as I know, it is free. But of course, you can sign up and then you can obviously download different things. It tells you, it gives you some details on your calories for the day. It breaks it up into fats, proteins, and carbs. And you can go into more detailed information over here if you really like, based on what they have given you over here. So if you are someone that feels that you need guidance in terms of what you are or not allowed to eat, then you could pick the diet that you want and it will go ahead and create one for you. And then you get inspiration because someone else is doing the thinking for you. I don't know if that is helpful to anyone. I prefer the one which is not one that tells you what you can eat, but lets you choose what you want off a menu. And that seems to work quite well for me, especially that Bolt food delivery one. That's a great app because it does provide you with an entire variety of choices of meals that you can have without the concern for calories, which I think is quite helpful. Clearly not according to my doctor, but hey, not everyone knows everything. So this next thing, I think we've done it before, but I do think it needs a second visit. And that is dictation.io. And I'm going to paste that in the chat. There we go. And I'm going to share screen. And what happens is you start off and you obviously accept all the permissions to access your microphone. You choose the language that you're going to be doing. I'm going to be doing South African English. You choose clear to clear the whole page. And then when you're ready to go, dear Diana, new line. I would like to tell you a story about a young man who was selling apples at the market. And while he was there, he fell over and bumped his head. Full stop. New line. New line. Oh. There once was a young lady who would wear a red hat while tap dancing on the roof of a cobbled stone house. Full stop. New paragraph. Stop. And look at that. I wasn't touching it. It knew when to go, when to start, when to stop. And I was able to give it some commands like new line, new paragraph, full stop. And when I'm done with my letter, I then have a choice on the bottom over here of what I want to do with it. Do I want to copy all this text and paste it somewhere? Do I want to save it? Do I want to publish it online? Do I want to tweet it? Do I want to play it? So if I click over here, I can play it and it'll read it to me. Do I want to email it? Yes, I want to email it to Diana. So I click on email and it sticks it all into the email for me. I just have to say who it's going to. Let's see over there. And letter. And it's done. So you can dictate. And if you want to know what commands there are, by clicking over here. If you want a new paragraph, say new paragraph, insert sentence, add new para. Okay, let's try that one. Add new para. If you want to turn it on and off, you can start dictation or start listening or wake up. If you wanted to go to sleep, you could say stop listening or go to sleep. And if you want to delete the typed text, clear everything. Oh, so you can do that too. Let's go back and do that. That was not what I was doing. Let's go start dictation. Start. That wasn't working, so I click on start. Let's see if that works. New line. Once upon a time, there was a red bus. Full stop. New para. No, that didn't work. Delete all. Clear all. Clear everything. Oh, well, there we go. That did work. And go to sleep. Go to sleep. There we go. So it does take a little bit of work. You've obviously got to also know that you can edit words individually while it's typing for you. So while it's actually doing it for you, you can go quickly go, oh, let me just take that word out. And we go up to, and we go to sit, not sleep. So you can actually change words if you want to. And then you have all these features that you can use as well. So some of you might find that the eyes are not working as well as they used to. You can, I think, adjust the text a little bit. So here, for example, you can go like this, choose the color. Over here, we can choose make it go bold, if that's helpful. You can even add numbers, you can do spacing. And this, I believe, I don't know what that is. Let's see what it does. Select the text. Don't know what that command is. But I do know I can change the color and make it bold. Would be nice if I could make it a little bit bigger. But that's the way it goes. So it's useful if you want to quickly dictate something and then stick it in an email without having to worry about the typing aspect. And you can always fix it up afterwards once you've posted it into your email or into a document, because I can go copy and then paste that into a Word document if I prefer. So if you are busy writing your memoirs, you can dictate your memoirs and it will type it out for you. And then you can just quickly go and edit it afterwards, which I think is quite useful. So that was your dictation tool in a nutshell. And I thought was quite useful. And then this next thing, I think is quite cool as well. I didn't get a chance to do it last week. Actually, we got two things. This one over here is called random.org. And I will post that in the chat. Random.org. What does random.org do? Well, you know, there are some times when you need randomly generated numbers and things. So if I need a true random number from 1 to 100, generate 91. There we go. It chose a number. Choose another one. 38. It chose a number. So it's got this little feature here. But if I go to games, you might be one of those people who are under the impression that this next lotto is going to be the one. And you are going to retire rich. You are going to win that 38 Rand back that you spent on your tickets this week. And that is considered a major victory, because you have spent 700 Rand over the last month trying to win the million Rand or 14 billion Rand, whatever it is. And it hasn't gone your way yet, but maybe next week is your one. So what I do is I go to Lottery Quick Pick. I choose which lottery do we have. Let's go to South Africa. It's called, well, we got the Daily Lotto, the Plus. Let's go to the Powerball Plus. I would like 6 tickets, please. Go. Pick the tickets. And there are all my numbers with my Powerballs chosen. So I can go and copy that. And I can send that off to someone. Maybe I can make it a little bit bigger by putting it into a Word document and enlarging it, so I can actually see those verstimmte numbers. But at the end of the day, you can now actually pick your lottery numbers if you're looking for random picks. They can do that already for you. A lot of the quick picks, they do, this is exactly what they do. They have a random picker, and all it does is it chooses the numbers for you. But that's not all you can do. You've got Coin Flipper, and choose the type of coin. I don't know. Let's choose a 20 koruna from Czechoslovakia. How many coins do you want? I only need 1 coin. Flip the coin. It's got some sort of lion in the front. Let's flip it again. Still the lion. Flip it again. Oh, there we've got the horseman. So we can make the horseman the heads, and the other one is the tails. Flip again. Ah, it was tails. Tails again. Tails again. Heads. So you can actually choose other currencies and flip them if you really like. But I mean, to be honest, you could also just say, let's try it. I'm going to go along here to Google. And let's go to google.com. Please, oh, got to let my microphone be used. Please flip a coin. Please check your microphone. Okay, so now, because my microphone is being used by Zoom, it's not allowing me to do it. But normally on my cell phone, let's share with my cell phone screen. Okay, Google, flip a coin. Now it's misbehaving. Please flip a coin. So because my microphone is being used in the Zoom, I think it's misbehaving. I think we've had this issue before. Let's try it again. Okay, Google, flip a coin. Now it's not listening to me at all. Welcome to technology. But if you ask your phone or Siri, ask Siri if you've got an iPhone to flip a coin, or ask Google to flip a coin. Normally it does behave and do it. So let me just type over here, flip a coin. And let's see, this is what Google will normally do. And flip the coin, heads or tails. And if you flip again, it'll do it for you. But normally it does it because it'll listen to your voice command. But because I'm using Zoom, it's not really actually listening to me at all. How rude. All right. And then finally, I'm hoping this one's going to work. This one is Microsoft Translate. I downloaded the app on my phone. So if you go into your Play Store or iTunes Store and you download Microsoft Translate, I'm going to see if this is going to work. I'm going to mute myself over here. Can you hear me?
Not now.
I'm going to disconnect audio on my phone, because unfortunately it's going to have this reverberation coming through the speakers. So let's go like this, share screen. Right. So I look for Microsoft Translate. And it is this one over here. Now, what is interesting is I've got some options. The microphone one, if I click on it, English to Cantonese. So I touch the microphone. What is the time in, you see, Zoom is using my audio apparently. Okay, so this is the problem. So now that I'm using Zoom, it's using my audio for the Zoom and not for the microphone. So I can actually go back and type it. What is the time in your city, and it will give me the Spanish. And if I click on the microphone, I mean on the speaker, I'll put it a little bit louder. So basically, it can recite it to you in that language. So sometimes you go to the bus stop and you'd like to get a ticket, and obviously typing it is a nightmare. It's much easier if you just dictate it and then it listens to you. But obviously, because my microphone is being used by Zoom, it certainly isn't working that way. So let's go like this. Which bus do I take to? Which bus do I take to Seville? Let's see what it says. ¿Qué autobús tomó a Sevilla? Let's try it again.
¿Qué autobús tomó a Sevilla?
¿Qué autobús tomó a Sevilla? So this way you can actually ask the person, which bus do I take to Seville? What I liked about this is that was the keyboard version. Obviously, the dictation one on top, you just have to speak and it will start putting it in. And then you've also got a conversation one where on the right-hand side, you see two people. So basically you send an invite to someone and they join you via the app, and then you speak to them in English and it puts whatever you're saying in their language on their device. And whenever they speak in their language, it comes up as English on your device. So that is something that obviously you can practice if you've got someone in your family that you want to communicate with. It does help. And if I look at the languages, does it have any of our Xhosa? Does it have Xhosa? No, it doesn't. So this particular one has only got these languages. It's not bad. It's got Hebrew. It's got Dutch, Afrikaans. That's not too shabby, but it doesn't have all the African languages, so that doesn't help us a lot. But if I go along to translate, and I go to Google Translate, Google is slightly different. Google, for example, allows you to type your text, or if you click on the microphone, you can recite something, or you can click on, both of them have got the camera feature. The camera one is when you take a photograph of a sign that is in a certain language, it will translate the sign for you. It can read images, which I think is quite useful. But if I click on conversation, this is quite cool. It's not going to work now, clearly, because my microphone is being used by Zoom. But what would normally happen is I've got two buttons, one on the left, one on the right. If I click on the one on the left, the person in Afrikaans will say something to me. And then it will read it to me in English on my side. When I, the English person, want to speak, I click on my microphone. And when I speak in English, it puts it into Afrikaans for the person next to me. So basically, we can have a full-on conversation. We just take turns pushing the button, and the other one will speak, and the other one will get the translation. And of course, it says there's no connection. Let's try it. Ek is baie siek vandag. No, it's not listening to my microphone. It's misbehaving. So what I could do is I could get sneaky. I'm going to leave the Zoom. Let me do that. I'm going to leave the Zoom. And then if I go to translate, ek voel nie so goed nie.
I do not feel so good.
So I spoke in Afrikaans and it translated it into English for the other person. So then the English person will say, why do you not feel so well? Are you hearing that? So that is very interesting, that what it does is it allows us to have a full-on conversation. I could then say, the Afrikaans person could, I could say in English, I noticed that you have red eyes. And then the person will respond, baie dankie, ek wil net slaap.
Thank you very much. I just want to sleep.
So what happens is we can have this full-on conversation and it will literally do all the translating for you. If you have two people with two different languages and you need to communicate, you don't have to type in anything, you just have to speak. So I think that Google Translate and Microsoft Translate are both very good apps to have on your phone. You never know when you need it. There could be an emergency that you need to communicate with someone. And all you're going to do is just touch the microphone of your language and speak. And then that person will touch the microphone of their language and speak. And everyone gets to understand each other. And I do believe that already it is out, but it's going to become more mainstream, where you will be able to buy headsets and you put them in your ears, go into another country, and you just speak to them in whatever language you like. And when they speak to you, those headsets will translate it back into your language again, and you'll be able to understand everything that they are saying. So if they've got a pair of the headset too, then the two of you can talk in both of your languages, and the headsets will translate it at that moment, like you've just seen it now, and you'll be able to understand each other perfectly without being able to speak other languages. And that is the power of AI and computer technology, where language is no longer going to be a barrier. What is interesting is that sign language is a visual language. So they're going to have to find some sort of way that I can speak, and then I can look at my phone and it signs exactly what I want to say. But of course, people who read sign language are not blind. They can read text. So if I speak to them and the text pops up on the phone, then they can certainly read that as well. So there are many different ways that you could communicate, but I do think that the future of communication is going to involve AI technology and apps like this, where they just do the translation for you. They'll become better and better, more accurate, and even work with accents, and that will be impressive. They'll never be able to do Irish or Scottish. Good luck to them. But I think they will certainly get close to being able to interpret language and that sort of thing. Are there any questions? Oh, they're very shy. Are there any things that you would like to learn more about? Any topics that are bothering you? If not, just let Diana know, and I'm happy to showcase any of those things. If there's any particular skill or thing that you'd like to learn, do you want to learn about coding? Do you want to learn about more? Are you just happy to learn about all these useful websites and then find the ones that work for you? Are you happy to learn about all the apps that are out there? Do you want to talk about safety and security? You tell me whatever it is that you are interested in, and I will gladly cover it in our next episode.
So I just want to ask you, the sessions that you're starting where you are going to interview people,
Yeah.
is that on a weekly basis
It's
or daily?
Well, I mean, I would like it to be weekly, but you know, the kind of people that I'm trying to interview are not always available. So for example, if I put in a request to interview the head of NASA, that can take, a month to organize. If I'm organizing an interview with, let's say, Taylor Swift, that could be 6 months to organize. So I do try and find people. So what happens is if I'm on Facebook and I see a lovely article about a woman that invented the cell phone, but no one's ever credited her with inventing it, I want to find out more about that. So I might then contact her and say, would you be willing to be interviewed? And if she says yes, then I set it up. I send out an email to all our people that are on our mailing list, and you're welcome to join our mailing list on livingmaths.com. But I also put it into the on the livingmaths.com website, where you can sign up to the interviews, and then I will send you the link. I normally put the dates, the times there, and we have people from all over the world who join in. So in the last week, we've had fascinating people. I do have the recordings, of course. So if any of you would like the recordings, I'm happy to share those with you. We had Dr. Michael Hecht. I actually think it's Hecht because I think he's obviously of Lithuanian descent. And he works at MIT Haystack Observatory. And they are busy doing something quite exciting. He is the lead scientist for the MOXIE experiment. And for those of you who don't know, Perseverance is a rover on Mars. It's not just driving around taking photos and videos. It's got 20 onboard experiments. One of them is the MOXIE experiment, where it takes carbon dioxide out of the air and converts it into oxygen. And if that works, and it has, because we've spoken to him, it means that if they can build a larger device that can do this, and we send this to Mars in advance, it means we could start storing oxygen in tanks before astronauts actually arrive there. And one of the biggest problems with traveling to Mars is obviously the distance. And that means the heavier the rocket, the more fuel it uses. So the less they have to carry, the better. And if they know that when they get there, they've got machines that can generate oxygen, then they don't have to step so much oxygen with them for the journey and for living there as well. So maybe they're going to take machines with them. Maybe the machines will all arrive and we'll have 3D printed villages built there in years to come. So when they arrive, their habitat is already built. The oxygen is being pumped into it. Who knows? These are very interesting times. And the other interesting part is that if we could take that same device and make liquid oxygen, then we are able to create fuel to fly back from Mars. And that is a very interesting development. So if you want to see that interview, I do have the link and I'll post that on livingmaths.com shortly. The other interview that I did was with a young woman by the name of Morgan. And Morgan is an expert on growing plants on long distance space missions and on other planets. So if you're going to be like the Martian and you're going to grow potatoes on Mars, can that actually be done? What is the best way to grow plants on another planet? Why aren't we using that method here on Earth? Are we ever going to run out of, resources on this planet that we need to go and grow it on other planets? Is there a way to increase the yield on this planet? So we spoke about all those sorts of things, if it's something that interests you. And then the third one, Dr. Lawrence Kuznets, he is a very interesting guy too. He's got a 50-year career experience in NASA. And let me tell you, some of the funniest stories, best life advice ever. He was involved in building spacesuits for the various missions, and he helped build many of the shuttles and the heating tiles. There were just so many interesting aspects to his life involving being trailed by the KGB, working with Neil Armstrong and all the various astronauts, but a fascinating guy. And of course, all those interviews, I am going to post the links on our website probably in the next 10 minutes. So if you want to watch any of them, you're welcome to do so. But if you do follow Living Maths Facebook page, those are always streamed live on our Facebook page, and you're welcome to watch those at any time. Skyview Light. Yes. Did I not show you guys Skyview Light before? The astronomy one. No? Then I will make sure we do Skyview Light next week. Thank you for asking. I will.
I've got a question.
Sure, Ed.
Look, just in terms of what you did last week, or what was it, when you did the Hello Peter? I tried that one, and I had to join Twitter in order to access this. Is that correct? Is that the way it goes?
I don't know.
In other
All I
words,
know,
when I tried to get it to Hello Peter, it said
you're breaking up a little bit there, but if I got your question correctly, for Hello Peter, let's just quickly have a look there. If I go to hellopeter.com. So Hello Peter is not a website that is for courses. Hello Peter is a consumer website when you are worried about certain products, etc. If you want to write a review, you've got to sign in. And if you sign in, you can sign up with your Facebook account or with your Twitter, or you can actually just type in, it says, I'll show you what I mean. So when you go to hellopeter.com, now, where is my, that's odd. Okay, so when you go to hellopeter.com, here we go. You can either sign up with a Facebook account or your Twitter account, or over here, you can create an account here and just type in an email address and a password.
oh,
That's only if you want to sign in. You don't have to sign in. I can just do a search. If I want to know, has anyone written anything nice about Wimpy? Wimpy, here we go. No, no one's written any reviews about Wimpy. So you could find a business. I'm looking for a nursery. Let's see if there's been Ferndale Nursery. What do they say about it? 3 out of 5 stars. This one was 5 stars. This one was 2. Amazing ground staff, but management and owners are rude and arrogant. But this was in 2017. So maybe they've got better since then. This one was in 2020. And they said they sent out a list of seedlings available and delivered within an hour of ordering. All beautiful, healthy vegetable seeding. So maybe they've got better. And there were only 2 reviews. So, you know, that doesn't tell you much about it. But it does help you to avoid the pitfalls of joining someone. Buying from someone when you are uncertain about the quality of what they're going to offer.
okay, thanks. One other thing, I wonder, could you go over, let's say, I don't know, maybe you've already done it, sort of just tell how to use Facebook and what is available on it and what can you do and how to use it. I don't know, I'm kind of new to this whole thing, so I don't really use it, but so many people do sometimes want to know how to use it. Could you give us a bit of
Absolutely.
a talk
I mean,
about
I
that?
think we did touch on Facebook recently, did we not?
No, but you can always do it again.
We can always do it again. So what we're going to do is we are going to visit Facebook a little bit more thoroughly. That's no problem. Next week, we will be doing Facebook. Anything else you would like to learn?
Just give me the sites that you advertise when you're going to do your presentations or guest speakers, so I can keep an eye on it, and then I can let our members know when there's anything that's.
Yeah. So livingmaths.com is our website. And if I go on to livingmaths.com, let me show you. Let's go here. Let's go to livingmaths.com. Hopefully it will load up at some point. I might have to check if it was down, but no, it's not down. So if I scroll down over here, it says here on the 8th of September, there was an interview with Morgan Irons. So what I'm going to do, and it just gives you a blurb about her. I will actually post a link to the interview a little bit later on this morning. Over here, I interviewed a hip hop artist, Dr. Maynard Okere. Hold on, he said it was like Okere cake, Okereke, or something like that. And he is an interesting guy, making STEM exciting for young kids. We had Dr. Michael Hecht, we had Dr. Lawrence Kuznets, and on the 14th of September, tomorrow at 9:30, if you want to join that one, the Zoom call, you just click on here, sign up for the interview, and I'll send you the link. And then, of course, if you want to watch any of our past interviews, you can click on interviews. And here in 2020, there were some interviews over there. This is with the NASA scientist and astronomer, Dr. Henry Throop, Jim Adams, Prof. Mike Bruton. There've been some very, very interesting ones over here. Let's see, the chief NASA scientist, Ellen Stofan, astronaut Luca Parmitano, astronaut Nicole Stott. So what was interesting is that there are quite a few. And then in the old days, when I used to do the interviews, it used to do it, I would record it in Google Meet and it would automatically stream it to YouTube. But now I do recordings on Zoom, and now I physically have the recordings, and then I have to upload them to YouTube if I want to. But very interesting people. If there are people that you want to hear about, you can check out some of these fantastic interviews. There's like this guy here, John is amazing. He is known as the backwards dude. You can give him any sentence and he can say it backwards. And when you record it and play it forwards, all of a sudden it is the right way around. And learning how he did that was absolutely amazing. This guy over here is known as the British Iron Man. He actually flies around in a special suit. And if you ever look at his website, he flies around on a suit like Iron Man. And the nice thing is that I actually get to interview these people. And because I get to interview them, you get to join in as well. And you never know who it's going to be. It might be a famous singer. It might be a famous actor. It might be a scientist. It might be an author. At one point, I was hoping to get David Williams, who's not only a very funny actor, but a very well-known author for children's books. So you never know who it's going to be. And Diana, I'll add you onto my mailing list so that whenever we have interviews, you will always know about it. I have been told that there might be another one coming up with Pascal. And if I remember correctly, let me just check quickly. Pascal from ESA. Let's have a look. Pascal Ehrenfreund. That's, I think it's Pascal Ehrenfreund. Let's just check here. A research professor of space policy and international affairs. So this is a very interesting field in space. You can imagine if I go and land on another planet, flying an American rocket, wearing a European spacesuit, and I pick up a rock, who does it belong to? Americans, the Europeans, me? Am I not allowed to pick up the rock? What happens if I accidentally land on a planet and I crash land and I destroy a structure? Who is held accountable? What happens if I steal a rock from an astronaut that came from another planet, but it happened in space? Now we have a criminal investigation. What do we do? So if I want to mine gold off a planet or an asteroid, Do I get permission? Who do I ask? Do I need mining rights? So these are all types of things that we need to address from a legal point of view. And that is why they are drawing up space policy. What happens if I put all my weapons in space? And I would like to control my nuclear weapons from up there, not on Earth, because I don't want anyone destroying my weapons. And all of a sudden, I accidentally discharge a missile and it hits Earth because it came from space. Are there different rules that apply? So these are the types of things that a space policy person would deal with. And I will be hopefully interviewing her too. I'm just waiting to confirm a date or time. And then as soon as I do that, I will let you know. And these are all because it's the Humans to Mars Summit coming up on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And if you want the link to sign up so you can listen to all these speakers, let's go to Humans to Mars Summit, and I'll send you the link. Here we go. It is free of charge to sign up. So very, very exciting. It's usually in the afternoon from about 4 to about 10 o'clock in the evening, because it's 10 o'clock in the morning in the USA. So if I click on register, here we go. Here's the link. You are welcome to sign up and join if you would like to. There we go. And I'll keep you posted of any other exciting events that are coming up, because I know that there might be people who are not here today, but might still be interested in space and astronomy, and definitely want to join in on these things. I do know on the 25th of September, I don't have a time, but I will be streaming an interview live. It's not my one, but I do all the technical stuff for them. And it will involve an astronaut who is going back to the space station in the next couple of months. And she is a very interesting astronaut because she will be the commander of the International Space Station. So when I do that, I normally stream it live on my Living Maths Facebook page, but I also stream it on my Facebook page. And I will make sure that I have a recording if any of you would like to see it as well.
Thank you so much, Steve. That's really great.
All right. Any other questions?
No?
No. Well, on that note, then, we will see you all next week, where we will be looking at Facebook, and we'll be looking at, what was the other thing that we were looking at? It will be Facebook and Skyview Light, and I'm sure I'll find some other goodies to introduce to you next week as well. And on that note.
So thank you. Fast well, everyone, in case we don't see you in the next day or so. May it been easy and meaningful fast, and we'll see you next week, Monday.
Awesome. Bye-bye, everyone.
Right. Thanks so much. Bye.